Hello my brothers and fellow YouTubers and gamers, and welcome to this episode of On the Bench with Pete, the series you put on in the background as you hobby or paint along with me. So what are you waiting for? Grab your brushes, paints, models, glues, whatever else you need. Tea, coffee I recommend, or at least some sort of beverage, and we'll get to work. We will work on my bench. We'll talk about stuff because, you know, life is pretty good right now, and yeah, we'll be, I don't know, hopefully about an hour, and we'll get some hobby stuff done. So let's get to the bench. And here we are. Mausoleum, as you can see, constructed. This is TT Combat, by the way, and I've PVA'd this main building, but I need to do the same with these gravestones. I've done my doors. I've got some TT Combat dungeon doors, which yeah, are going to be used for my D&D escapades, along with floor tiles. Right, so what I need to do, well, first things first, we're gonna start putting these onto handles. That's done. These are yet to be PVA'd yet, so they'll be PVA'd, and then they'll be what do you call it? Painted. That's the word. Painted. Right, so I need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, so put a lid on that, as it were, and we're going to mount these onto these like bottle lid holders I have, and we're going to talk because, ladies and gentlemen, I am free. I'm free. Free from my old job. Yeah, my euphoria from that has died down to a natural happiness now. So we should be good for this. So now, at the moment, I've got a week off before I start my new job, which is at Royal Mail, which I'm really looking forward to. There's gonna be, I think there'll be some real opportunity there for me, and I can't wait. You know, I can't wait. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be another ride, another roller coaster. So just completed one, and starting another. Yeah. So So talking about my job straight off, there's the thing. So. Yeah, I'm glad I did it, but I'm not glad I stayed as long as I did. I wish I'd come out earlier, but you know, you can't have what you want, and it's not easy to get a job in this day and age, especially when you have a condition. It's doubly hard, so you got to work twice as hard to get, you know, recognised. That's the only thing. Right, now I've got these mounted. I'm just going to file off the little sticky out bits, like the MDF flash, as it were, from the sprue. There, that one. Just as annoying as plastic or metal, but easily fixed. Yeah, so Anyway, that's enough. I think enough of that. I'm not gonna go on about my old job. Gonna look to the future now. My future is with Royal Mail, where it used to be, and that's going to be a good thing for me and this channel. I mean, let's face it. What if I look at the time now? I probably would have finished by now. I'd be on my way home. So that is a good thing. You know, if I was working early, even at the latest I'll be finishing is like 6:30, unless I'm doing overtime, which I may do, as it's an easier role. So, I mean, physically it's an easier role. I don't know about mentally. I'd have to say probably harder mentally, from what I remember. Yeah. More things to think about than you would imagine. Anyways. Okay, nearly there, I think. It doesn't need an awful lot doing. These just need PVAing. Right, so that's what we'll do here now. Yes, I don't recall that these have been PVA'd, so I'm going to PVA them now. You may, well, actually, yes, you've seen my pound shop dollar store challenge by now, I presume. You'd have seen I bought some PVA glue. I mean, I've got a boatload of it because it's cheaper, even though it's not that dear. But it's cheaper to buy it by the 5 litre tubs. So that's what I usually tend to do anyway. Right, so we'll put our PVA on our headstones, and then we'll put these out the way. And I imagine that'll be it for the duration. But we can work on the other stuff. I won't be using this brush for that. But yeah, so this PVA will seal it in a bit, just enough I feel. Yeah, so God, the bristles are really coming out of this brush, so I don't know if I'm going to stick with this. In fact, what can I do here? I've got another figure to paint actually, and I'll show you him a little later on when I get the chance. He's a monk, again obviously for my D&D stuff. I'll move my holder out of the way. I got loads of stuff on the go right now. It's scary. I might move my Skitarii off the bench to make way for my current projects. Well, my Skitarii are nearly done, but I'm just not feeling them at the moment. At the moment, I'm feeling the love for RPGs, all things RPG, D&D, Call of Cthulhu, the World of Darkness, all that sort of thing related. So there'll be plenty of scenery, because I'm a very, if I can see it, I can visualize it type of person. I have an amazing imagination, I like to feel, but I'm guessing for solo RPGing, which is what I'm going to attempt to do. Whether I succeed or fail, that's another question, but I'm going to need high visuals, whereas alternatively, like in a gaming group, we rely heavily on just pen and paper, theatre of the mind stuff. Sure, we have our figures for our own characters and monsters, you know, because I'm the DM. But that's really as far as it goes. But for the solo adventure, I'm going to use high visuals, and that's what I want to do, and I think that will make it work easier. It seems to me it works quite well, and I admit it, highly dubious, but from what I've seen, with the right GM emulator, it can work really well. I've even thought of a way of fixing some of the, the 5e complaints. There's one, you may know it, and that is, no matter what your hit points are, you're always kind of fully capable of doing stuff. Well, I'm going to change that up, and I'm going to put it to my gaming group. And knowing my gaming group as I do, I reckon they'll go for it, because they like Call of Cthulhu 2. I'm going to use the Call of Cthulhu table, the half and fifth tables that they use, so that when you're on half hit points or on the 1/5 hit points, you're going to get minuses to your rolls, especially for physical activities. So, you know, when you attack, if your half hit points are only at half, you know, you're going to be worn out, you're going to be tired, you're going to be injured, you're going to suffer, say, I don't know, for example, a -2 on your attack. When you get down to 1/5 hit points, you're going to suffer like a -3 or something like that. And I think that will be a better way of doing it, and that's the way I'm going to do it. And you know, you should be encouraged to do house rules. I think I'll probably talk about this in a video separately, because I think it's a common gripe amongst D&D players or GMs. I don't know if the players mind that much, but it's a little bit unrealistic, isn't it? Being at full capacity until your very last hit point. And then the fact that you don't... It's difficult to die in D&D. All the healing and resurrections that go on, it's... Yeah. Used to be easier to die when I was a younger lad. And it wasn't so bad. That's more of a case of, oh yeah, I'll just roll up another character, or I've got another character I can use that I've rolled up, or previously rolled up with the DM. Yeah, spend like a whole day doing it. Yeah, I could do that. Actually, I haven't heard from him for a while, my old DM. Might send him another email or message. So how's it going? What's the deal? Yeah, so I might say that. Might let him know that I'm out of my job. Back to retail, because not back to retail, back to Royal Mail I meant. Yeah, you might find that interesting. The fact that you've got to come out of a job for your health. I think it's quite interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. That was a place I missed. That's no big deal. I'm not going to sweat it that much. It's only markers for terrain. Mausoleum. I think a mausoleum would be used quite a bit in a role-playing situation. I've got a graveyard, a little mini diorama thing that can be used for role-playing and wargaming and stuff, so use it in conjunction with that even, wanted to. Right. So, yeah, now I'm a free agent at the moment. And certainly free for evenings. I've got ideas going through my mind about videos I want to make, and that's good. Get the creative juices flowing again. That's what I need. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying about the... Yeah, dying easier. Used to die easier when I used to play D&D as a boy. When I was the player. Ooh, one left. Yeah, like I said, I won't get to these in this episode, not to paint. I will start to paint. I'll be overbrushing my doors and things. Well, I'll prime my doors, and then I'll start like overbrushing and dry brushing the surround of the doors. I'll be doing that, and yeah. I'm looking for floor plans to get hold of, just some any bits and bobs of different games that I can use for floor plans. And that's what I'm gonna do. Right, there he is. Wash my brush off in the metallics pot. So put the lid on this. This is a Candy King Crazy Jelly Beans pot. Once upon a time, I've had it for years. New larger size. It's been one of my PVA glue receptacles for some time now. Oh, how's the coffee? Cooling down, right? So, yeah. So next, what I'm going to do is prime my doors. These things here. I've got a few of them, and the Mausoleum itself. I'll be priming that. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I've got some rats to finish off. I've got scorpions. I've got a snake to do, a giant snake, which I want to get done for D&D. And I've got a new figure that arrived today. Actually, I don't know whether I'll get to him today. But it's a Reaper Bones model, Reaper Bones Black Fantasy. Brother Hammond, he's a monk, so he looks pretty interesting. So I'm kind of curious. He could be a monk or a druid, you know, or even a cleric. So he's gonna be good. Oh gosh. And I've got another model that arrived the other day for a new series I want to start up, which is a Hero Quest series. I've got the orc with the cleaver, and I'm going to go through. I'm going to try and get all the different figures for Hero Quest unpainted if I can, or if I can only get them painted, I'll strip them and start again. And I'll do tutorials on how to paint these guys. obviously these have been hand blocked. I'm going to need a good scrubbing with some warm soapy water first. So I don't know how that's going to go. I've got my tutorial to finish for my flesh golem. That's going to be good, so that'll go up. And generally, it's going to be a blast, I think. It's going to be a blast. So we're at 19 minutes. We're nearly at 20 minutes now, but I'm just hugging my coffee because it's nice and warm. I need this week off to kind of catch up on sleep and things, because working till midnight has been trying as well. My muscle spasms have got worse since I've been doing those hours at Sainsbury's, so I'm hoping they'll recede a bit now. Coffee is good. Coffee is good. I'll just wash this brush out a bit. Yeah. So I've got the main PVA off. A bit of soap. Do you know what I want to get? And I always wanted to get whilst I was at Sainsbury's as a Pears soap. Do you remember that? I love Pears soap. I remember the old adverts, with the guy in the bath and the Pears soap. It's got a certain smell about it. It just takes me back to my childhood, and it just reminds me of, I don't know, what I think of is luxury bath when I smell it. And it's weird, isn't it? Right. So that's that. So I think ought to start getting these a bit done now. Okay. Right. I see a couple of areas that need attention. Why did I not see this earlier? So I've got to wonder. Yeah, I'm not going to sweat it. As I say, it's just a bit of scenery. So, what am I going to use? I think I'll use... I could use this, my old palette. It's mostly bubbles coming out here. Okay, right. Just going to get a new piece of paper towel, and then I'll get a brush to use. Now, what brush? I think I will use my Splayed shade brush that I use sometimes for varnish. Right, so just whack this on. Just priming these doors. Okay. So this seems to be going on alright. Not bad at all. Quite pleased with that. That door could be obviously metal, but so putting the painted or the primed doors anyway, just beyond reach there. And get this open door. So I've done a couple of open doors because, you know, you're in a dungeon, you open the door, right? If it's openable, is that even a word? If it's able to be opened, oh, I don't know. Anyways, most doors are either iron or wood, and this is a wooden one here with iron hinges or metal hinges. Yeah, I think doors add something visually to a scene or like a floor plan. If you put doors on it, and if they're flat, they don't seem to have the same impact visually, I don't think. That's just my opinion. And as what I'm doing is going to be all for my solo experience, it's all about meeting my needs and my requirements. So yeah, so this is what I'm starting off with, these doors, because I'm going to be needing them when I lay things out in front of me. There we are. Yeah, so games like Dungeon Saga and things like that, if you've seen the old sets of it, you know, or any board games where they had tiles, just pick them up and you know, utilize what they've got. Old tiles from Hero Quest, anything like that. You know, if you're not going to be playing Hero Quest, you might as well use the tiles for your D&D or your other role-playing, fantasy role-playing games that you want to play. It seems to me that Hero Quest is still a big thing to some people, so that's why I'm going to embark on doing some tutorials for it. And I don't know, I don't know if the experience would be live up to the memory I have of it, the game. I don't know. Maybe not. I can't say. But yeah, one thing I know for sure is that it's still popular. So popularity demands attention. So that's what I'm going to give it, attention. we have any more? I think we do. I've got a new bottle of this stuff. I'm loath to open it. You know. But I think I've reached the end. So well, I'll just have to. Good primer, this Vallejo primer. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the future now. Now I'm no longer in retail. I'm looking forward to the future because I can concentrate a bit more on my YouTube channel again, like I used to. I mean, when I wasn't working at all, it was easy, of course, to do YouTube. You know, it's a piece of cake because I had all the time in the world, all day, every day. But you know, needs must, and need the money. So that was a temporary thing, but it made me appreciate the time I do have to get things done, and I need to get things done. You know, it's made me think, right, I've got to get this done because this is the only time I've got to do it. But it was difficult when I was working at Sainsbury's because you know, I had a limited amount of time in the day to do it, and I couldn't fully relax knowing I had to get ready for work. You know, whereas like now, for instance, I'm just totally chilled, painting these because I know I haven't got to be anywhere or do anything. And that's a good feeling. And that enables me to concentrate more on what I'm doing and achieve better results as a result of that. So yeah, it's all good here. Right. Okay, so I'm out of that primer. I'll get my new bottle out over, which I haven't even taken the seal off. So we're halfway through. Wow. But this is what I use. I like using these on the benches for mundane tasks, such as sealing and priming. Yeah, I could have sprayed the doors with airbrush. I want to hand paint them. This is Panzer Grey, German Panzer Grey, if you're interested in knowing what the colour primer I'm using. This. Sometimes I don't like using black. I mean, I prefer black for stone effect, which is what I will be doing on these doors, but unfortunately I don't have any black left, so make do with what you've got. I could do a thin layer of black on top of it, of course, and that would do the job just as well. There we go. I've got 3 doors left and the mausoleum itself. So this is going rather well, rather sweet. How's your projects going? You got any projects on the go? Are you painting anything right now? What are you doing? Or what are you working on currently? Even if it's not right this moment, but what are you currently working on? I always like to know that. And yeah. Oh, I'll tell you a little story about role playing when I was a kid. I think it was during because I may have mentioned once or twice that we did my group as a kid. Group I was in. I wasn't DM at that time. We did a charity like 24-hour game of D&D or whatever. Just played it non-stop. And yeah, that was fun. But yeah, the story evolved really quickly and then quite intensely. We started out as characters, obviously, but we knew each other and grew up together, blah blah blah, you know, the usual. Go off doing adventuring. I forget what level we were. We started this because it was a like kind of a one shot, but a long one shot. I think we might have been about level 5 or something like. We weren't beginners. We weren't really high levels, but you know, we were okay. It was about level 5, say. And we're all starting off as good characters, or neutral good at least. But my friend, his character, he played this mage, magic user. Oops. Focus. Played this magic user who got a taste for power, and the DM was clearly trying to corrupt him, and it worked. He, you know, promises of power, and he fell for it. And he ended up, his robes became darker red to eventually black. And yeah, I remember being on this bridge and we were facing him. He was on the other side, and he was like, yes, I've turned to the dark side. You know, this is where the true power is, etc, etc. And the DM had obviously let him know in the game some stuff that we didn't know. And it turned out he's one of the other players, he said, "You are my brother," this evil mage said to him. And I was like, it's like totally stealing the line of "I'm your father" from Star Wars that was popular at the time. But we didn't care. But it totally worked. It was like, we lost our minds. You know, like, whoa. He's your brother. Trying to make it harder to kill him now. Didn't, because we killed him. Fell to his death off the bridge. But, I mean, he might not have died. But we never played that game again. Very funny though. Yes, I am your brother. What? Total rip-off of Star Wars, but like I say, we were kids, we didn't care. I'll say we were kids, we were like, you know, mid-teens. I remember it was over a weekend, so we had recovery time. I can't remember if we had to write about the experience or do something. Probably school, so probably had to do something like that, like a sort of show and tell thing. Of course, most kids didn't get it. What was D&D? In fact, there was one kid he saw, it's all devil worshipping and that, isn't it? Right? No, it's just a game. It's just a game. Some people can't see past that. It's a game where people like to immerse themselves in a fantasy world. Some people see that you're casting down the dark arts or something. It's totally not, of course. But there you go. What do you do here? What are you gonna do? I think this paint is drying quite quickly. Which is a bonus. I'm going to keep this. I've bought a box, clip lock boxing this for keeping food in really, but I should be keeping my D&D terrain in there, or at least my floor plans, and this, hopefully. So when I've done this, I shall seal it real good. Alright, so just doing the front of the Mausoleum, and it's like the grates, the iron grating. That'll have to be metal, of course, and it'll have to be rusted out, so yeah, there is that. Right. I think that's it. So if we can put this back. Do a primer pot. Pot of primer. Vallejo, very good primer. I've always been impressed with this. I think I'm going to try a different one sometime just to see what it's like a Stein or Res one or something. It's like the top painters seem to rave over that, don't they, for some reason. So, better see what all the fuss is about. Right. That's that. Wow. Not much time left for anything else. Move this out the way now. Well, I suppose we could clean up our giant snake. Yes, gonna do that. I want to get him going. Giant snake. Right, so yeah, so he'll be something like that. Alright, nail clippers. Cut off the flash here. That landed somewhere. Don't know where. Alright, so use my wire brush, clean this up. It's a snake, so I'm not going to worry too much about, you know, scratching up the surface. Yeah, we'll find a nice big base for this one. I'll paint him up first before I put him on the base, because I'm not sure what base I want him on yet. Exacto blade. It's not an exacto, it's a hobby knife. Yeah, that pound shot challenge I did back along, that was difficult. You know, the one where I challenged you lot as well. Pound shop, dollar store, doesn't matter. £5, $6 or $7 or whatever, and you're gonna use it to get stuff for the hobby. It's not easy. I thought it would be easy, but it's not. Let me tell you, it is not easy. You think, oh yeah, you start off, you can look around, you think, actually, what the heck am I going to use that for? So I need inspiration. I really do. Okay, time to put some glue in here. Right, time to put some glue in. And when I got down to it, it's just the head that needed gluing. I thought it'd be more, but it's not. I thought it'd be like the body would be like in two halves or something like that, but it's not. I think that's good, but it's a question of keeping him in that position now. Right, let's use this blue tack. Yeah, that's good. Right, so that's done. I'll keep this out because I need this for indoors. I've got 10 minutes left. What can I do in 10 minutes? Oh, I don't know. I could get my brother Hammond out. Ready for priming, I suppose. Could do that. Could. Ready to paint, no priming necessary. I don't know if I'm wondering if these Reaper models are heading to this harder plastic now, because this is a sturdy plastic. It would seem. And I might give him a wash off anyway. I'm going to take him out of the pack though. It's pretty cheap, and the detail's pretty cool, pretty crazy. Yeah, this is like Games Workshop plastic. Nice, because like your sticks don't bend and things like that. So I'm going to give him a wash with warm soapy water later. So that's good. Yeah, so this is pretty crazy. Didn't get to my rats, but that's okay. We could put some, shade wash on their bases though. We could do that. And in fact, I'm going to. So we'll do that. I'll just wash off this big wash brush that I used to put the primer on the MDF. Like so. Yeah. Need another piece of kitchen towel. Or paper towel. Use in the kitchen a lot. I call it kitchen towel. Don't need those cutters anymore. But I will use this regiment brush. And what I will do, I'm gonna put it on these bases. Yeah, that's looking good. I think we'll call them after this, because it's no point in doing golden demon stuff on a tiny little rat, unless it's for a diorama. So today is Monday as I record this, so I would have been going into work tonight, ordinarily, but not tonight, because I don't do that anymore. I used to wonder when I was at work, thinking all the people that have come and gone before me, because I got to know them quite well. And they're like, yeah, getting out of here now. And they moved on, you know. I wonder what became of them. I wonder if their working life was turning out alright for them. Hoping it is. And I'm hoping that mine will do the same. I'm sure it will. nearly done here, folks. And then I can call it a day. And look forward to doing some other stuff. I'm going to be taking my dogs around the valley on Wednesday. I don't think I'll film it though, because it'll probably be pouring with rain. I'm going to be using that as training for my new job. It's a big steep slope around the other side of the valley that I get to walk up, and you know, because in case I'm on a round that has big hills or whatever, which, you know, I expect, then yeah. That's looking good. Alright, so I think I'll leave it there, folks. So that's pretty cool, because I mean, this stuff's drying, but the primer's drying quicker than the PVA glue on the headstones, for instance. But it's drying quite quick. I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, so I'll just wash this brush out a bit better. There. Yeah, so quite pleased with that. Thanks ever so much for joining me on this episode of On the Bench. I really do appreciate it. Remember, all brushes lead to war. I will see you on the next video, and bye for now, folks. Bye bye.